everyone, and once again a warm welcome back to the Dr. Balmer channel. Now, as you can see, I have a bit of debris on my working space. However, that is not the main focus of our attention for this video. Instead, our main focus of attention for this video is this and these. So this is an OralB I/O electric toothbrush, which is apparently made in Germany and has a lithium-ion battery inside. I believe this is the IO 6 maybe. I got it a few years ago, and I must say that yes, 9% battery left, so I need to recharge it. But I must say that compared to my previous OralB electrical toothbrushes, which are not in the IO series, this was a huge upgrade, and it really helps keeping the teeth clean and the gums feeling nice. So yeah, but the review isn't actually, well, there isn't a review of a specific product here. I can just say that I do like the IO brushes. Of course, they're pretty expensive and stuff like that, but I think that it's worth it. I rarely use the Bluetooth functionality, but anyway. However, as you may anticipate, not only is the brush pretty expensive, but OralB or Brown, which makes these, they want to make continuous money, of course, as you're using the product. So not only is the battery not easily replaceable, not by intended use at least, but apart from that, the things that are replaceable, the brush heads, are well, let's say they're not free, and they're not anywhere near being free. In fact, they're pretty expensive, and you can get like a pack of 4 costing around, well, if it's on sale of some kind, maybe $28. And here on my right, this is an original, genuine OralB brush head. Works nicely, and as you can see, I have a stand that I've printed. However, on my left we have this, which as you may see, maybe this is not a genuine OralB brush head, but a compatible one bought from some Chinese site. Now there is a bit of difference. So the knockoff one, it works like the old brush heads for the non-IO versions of the toothbrush, so it rattles a bit. while the I/O it doesn't rattle. It doesn't make any rattling sounds. It just vibrates very quickly, and it's quiet. So the knockoff is, let's say, clearly a cheap knockoff. Is not replicating the functionality or the function of the genuine one anywhere near. But it works, I mean, but it you kind of lose the point of having the I/O brush when you're going back to the old type of cleaning action. However, both the knockoffs, which are cheap of course, and the originals, which are expensive, they both have a they both have a pretty short lifetime. So OralB themselves, they of course recommend that you change the brush once every 3 months, or when you see that the blue strands are losing their color. So this has started to happen on this one. This one is not blue all the way, and also you can notice if they start to point in all directions and are not concentrated forward. So so this one is you know, it's in an okay shape, but it's pretty soon not. And considering how expensive the brush heads are, it feels like a shame to just throw them away. At first I had hopes that let's see if we can have a look inside here. There is like a metal piece there. I thought, is that like a neodymium magnet or something? But it doesn't seem to be. And what can we do with these? Well, thinking about it, I thought that okay, having a like a toothbrush, because when I had manual toothbrushes a long time ago, I used the used ones to access some hard to access places to clean them, like in the kitchen sink around where there's some lime scale buildup, or you know, to brush it off. And why not give these a little bit more life? You can just pop it into boiling water for a few seconds to kill off any bacteria, and then basically use it as a brush to clean something off. However, these are not very long. It's not too convenient to hold them like this. So I started to look around if there is maybe a handle. And to my surprise, there was one on Printables who actually had the same idea. So let's have a look at that and see if we can print the handle and make a review of it and see if we need any modifications. But that's what this video is about. The print of the day #1. We already have a number 0 on the channel, so go check that out. And as usual, we will have a look at the 3D model. We will print it and test it and see what it's like. All right. Right. So yes, on printables, let's have a zoomed in look here. I found this guy, Mirabatic. He's got some very interesting models. many of which I have noticed are aimed at PET filament cutting and stuff. So yeah, do check out Mirabatek and see what kind of models he has. Um, Very interesting. Uh, and he was also the one who had this handle. So this looked promising. Um, it seems well made. Let's have a look in the 3D viewer. It seems to be very smooth and yeah, I suppose it should be printed with this bottom side down, so it's standing up. I don't know if I need maybe some kind of support brim or raft or something to increase the surface area and make sure it stands tall during printing. Um, there is also one tolerance test tool that this user provides to test the tolerances, since it's just a press fit for the brush head itself. However, I think that we'll try to print one of these and hope for the best first. Uh, However, yes, so remix culture is allowed, and I have one sort of remix in mind. Um, and yes, so attribution goes to Mirabatek, and yeah, let's download it and see if we can make the improvement, or improvement maybe is a strong word, but at least the remix I had, the modification I had in mind in 3D Builder. So join me there. Right, so here we are in 3D Builder. Now I have just imported this, and I will choose millimeters as my measurement units of choice. The modification I would like to do um, would be to have a hole, basically. It's not a huge modification, right? But I would like to have a hole here at the end piece, near the end or the bottom, so I can maybe thread a piece of wire um, and hang it on a hook. Um, right, but in this video I will probably only time-lapse this, and I will upload a second video with the print of the day, CAD Only, which will include this only in real time, so that you can follow along if you like. But here I will probably mostly time-lapse this. Right, so let's get started. subtract. Yeah, something like this. Then once it's printing up here, the angle is not too steep. So maybe the hole will be okay. But maybe this is too long of a hole. I don't know. 1.5 centimeters? I don't know, but maybe. Yeah, let's go for that. Um, and which direction is it? Yeah, it's okay. I think it's good. So 4 millimeters. I'm sure some kind of a wire will be able to pass through there, and then we should be able to hang it somewhere. So yeah, this is pretty much the modification I had in mind, um, and well, specifically, I will be able to hang it on the hook in the first print of the day, number 0. So check it out on the channel if you haven't. We could hang this tool on that hook. That would be nice. And yeah, let's print this out. Um, but first, we should go into the slicer software. All right, we are in Flash Print 5. It's called, and the slicer software. And I have just imported the 3MF file. And it looks pretty nice, but I'm a bit worried that the height of this, because in my printer the bed is moving as well as the extruder itself, or a nozzle. And if this starts shaking, maybe it will come loose. So maybe we should add some kind of a brim or something. Um, but let's start slicing and have a look. So I didn't see any instructions on how to print this, infill and stuff like that. But I think that I usually run PLA so far with 215 degrees and 60 on platform, and um, layer height 0.2 millimeters. So maybe we should decrease the speed a bit. So instead of a 200, maybe we should have a 100 travel speed. Let's see here. Okay, it's not. It had some tooltips here previously, but okay. Um, First layer maximum speed. Slow down first few layers. Yeah, maybe like that. Brim. Okay, let's do a brim. Margin 5 millimeters. I don't know. Maybe let's try it. 3 millimeters. Uh, Brim layers 1. Generate brim inside holes. Well, I hope it doesn't mean our hole in the base here. Um, a lot of stuff here that I don't know too much about. If you know what I should be, what could improve maybe a print like this and why, please do let me know in the comments. I would be very happy to get some input. But okay, let's slice it. Oh, models are off the platform. No. It's off the platform. Why is it off the platform? Save configuration. Maybe. Move on platform. Okay, so did it save my settings now? For instance, the speed, yes. So it's not. No, why is it off the platform? Oops. Center on platform. Or maybe it means that only this is part is contact area. So maybe it thinks that the overhang here isn't. Oh, right. Oh well. I'll just press these a couple of times and we slice it anyway. Slicing model. Slice preview. So this would be the pre-extrusion, I suppose, and then we have the brim here. Okay, so we'll get some kind of infill here, I suppose then. Right. Okay. Whoops, sorry. Yeah, let's try that, I suppose. And try to do a print. Okay, let's go for it and see what happens. Right, so we're warming up here. The bed temperature and now the nozzle. Let's go into details mode. And see if it actually works with the brim and all. And it's saying that the model isn't placed on the bed. So okay, we're moving. We got some debris. But hopefully it will be fine. I suppose that is the brim. Yeah, so we get a little bit more surface area. When it stands tall. So. Alright, have a look at that. The print is finished. Build completed. Nice. So I shall let it cool down a bit, and it looks pretty nice from here actually, and yeah, the hole over here, reducing the speed of the print speed around holes and stuff. It seems to be nice, but we will investigate it closer up in a few seconds. So yeah, let's let it cool down, and then we will inspect it a bit closer. Right, so things have cooled down a bit, and let's try to pick this out. Oh yeah, and remove some debris. Oops. Right, okay. So let's inspect what we've got. Oh, it's still a bit warm, but not too much. Oh, yeah. This is pretty nice. Let's bring it to the bench and have a look. Alright, here we are. I have my scales here, and yeah, let's refocus on this a bit closer up here. The finish is pretty nice actually. The print quality is decent, I would say. We do get a seam here. Let's see if we can, yeah. I suppose that's where the nozzle kept going back and forth, maybe from this point on each turn or something. We still have our brim here. The bottom side is pretty flat, which is nice. Let's remove the brim. Oh yeah, this is satisfying. So I did get a little bit of an edge here. Let's see if we can refocus, but maybe yeah, it's a small part of the brim that got stuck. I should be able to, yes. Okay, let's throw the brim away. It's pretty hollow. It doesn't weigh much, but it does feel pretty good in one's hand, and it stands without any issue. So good work to the original author of this 3D model, and this could become a quite useful tool. Maybe we have to still see if it fits. This, however, it feels pretty long, but okay. And yeah, the hole. Let's zoom in on the hole. Yeah, it's pretty smooth, actually, I must say. It's not bad. I think it's good that we went with the oval shape. So it could and lower the speed on the overhang stuff. So the hole turned out nicely. I will need to find a thread, and we can see if we can hang it somewhere. and I will fetch the brush heads. But before we do that, let's do a weigh-in. In grams, 14 grams, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, okay, 12. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 14. The slicer software said 14.6 grams or something like that. So that's pretty spot on. But we also had a brim which I removed, so maybe, yeah, now it's showing 12, but it's somewhere around there. I like it. This is a nice thing. Let's just give me a moment to find or fetch the brush head, and maybe I can find some thread that we can insert in the hole. Alright, I present to you some fine white matching. Well, it's hard to match white, but at least it's sort of white thread. And the brush heads. Now let's start with the knockoff brush head. Maybe. Ooh, that's a tight fit. Can I get it off? Yeah, I can get it off. Let's okay, so the knockoff, this is about how far it goes, but it sits on very, very tightly now, so you can definitely use it to rub something, clean something. I suppose as well that once you put this on and off a few times, it will be better. Well, let's try the original one. Oh yeah, this is much smoother. Clearly it's a better fit on the... It's still a good fit, but not as hard as this one, but it goes all the way. And yeah, this looks pretty good, I must say. Very nice. You can clean something with it, I suppose. So, yeah, let's do the wire thing. So I wonder, yeah, it should go through the hole there. Don't have to be very long, but I will need, well, I have a knife here. So how about... maybe somewhere here, and well, maybe it's short. No, I think it's... Now, I'm no expert on knots and... Okay, it was... yeah, it was a bit short. Oh. My intuition told me this would be nicely sized, but maybe I was wrong this time. So let's make it, let's say, twice as long as this one. So over here, and then over there. Right, let's try twice the size, plus a little extra. Yeah, I do like this. Now it's maybe too long, of course. I can never... Right, we can do an extra. Yeah, look at that. And let's see where we can apply this. If you have watched Print of the Day number 0, the very first one. Oh, this is, like I said, I'm no expert at knots and right. But if you have watched the, or if you haven't watched the first video in this series of the print of the 3D print of the day, I should say, then go watch it, because we'll now hang this off of what was printed there. Let's have a closer look at that. Okay, so here we go. I wanted to initially hang it over here, but this was actually the wrong way around of the hook. So this is the way it goes. It's pretty good fit, but it's still movable. However, of course, now my yeah, it's a bit too long for this hook, right, on this level, so it's not looking too good at the bottom level. But when I wanted to move this, because here it is pretty perfect on this side, but once I moved it up one floor, I noticed that, oops, this one isn't as high. This edge here isn't as high as this one on the first floor. So maybe we should fix that somehow. But we could, of course, just rotate it around. And the other side is pretty good. However, it's a bit tight here. It's a lot tighter than on this side. But yeah, it works. So there we have it. And then of course you could have the brush head attached, and it will be a bit longer still. So that's good when you have to clean some brush some dust or solder off of some electronic circuit board, or I don't know, just do some cleaning of hard to access stuff. And with the addition of the hole here, yeah, it's good. I like it. It worked out very well, I think. I will upload this as a remix of the original 3D model, so it's threadable with a wire or something, and hangable on a hook. And well, the last thing we're gonna do is test this device in action, and I will sacrifice my knockoff brush head. So I did actually try to push it harder, and when you do that, it actually turns out to fit pretty snugly as well. So this one won't go anywhere. And yeah, I mean, you can brush things with it. So yeah, you can see that we get some debris sticking to it, which is good. Let's try something like, well, this one looks pretty, well, there's some debris here, right? And it doesn't look too fun to clean. It's pretty tight here, and then under this thing we also have some debris. Maybe I can collect it somewhere. Give me a moment. I have fetched some paper. So, well, some of this will come off like this. But then some stuff gets stuck. So let's try to I suppose you could wet this a bit if you like, but this is actually it's pretty statically on there, so well, I don't get everything off of it, but some of it at least. It's good clean. Some is just stuck, and I would have to maybe wet this to make it stick to it. But we can see that it turns a bit black. So that's an indication of something. We have some debris here as well. Yeah, much better. And then we can really get, with the brushes, we can really get under the screw and stuff here. I suppose you want to wash it off then to get debris off of it. Well, there's still some spaces and crevices here that are hard to get to. But yeah, we have some stuff here, and this looks better. So let's put that aside. I mean, we're still limited by obviously the size of the brush, and but still, yeah. I have a magnetic bowl here which has some debris, so I can remove the magnetized screws and stuff. So yeah, better. So we can put this back. All right. What else do we have? We have a fan that. Oh, sorry. All this dust is getting to me. Yeah, this fan is actually a Sunon fan. Which, if you haven't watched my pretty recent video on my Trust UPS fan replacement, this is actually a Sunon fan, but it's the wrong size, I suppose. It's an old fan. It has, it's not in too bad shape, but it has some dust here. Of course, you could combine this with turning on the fume extractor for soldering. Maybe it will catch some of the dust, so it won't go down my throat. Some noise will appear. Yeah. So maybe that catched some of the dust. Yeah, this looks good. So it didn't catch everything, but this is a sort of a dry. This isn't wet, so yeah, just a quick, thing. Very handy tool, I must say. And it's good that it's a pretty sturdy fit. It's still possible to take it off and on, but the knockoff actually requires some more force than the original authentic brush heads to put on. Yeah, we got some debris and got some stuff, some dust off of other stuff, which is not bad. Certainly, it's a good way to get some extra value out of your brush heads. Yeah. Alright, let's round this up, shall we? So first of all, the 3D model itself, I find it to be of a very high quality. The shape and smoothness and everything is very well made. And yeah, you can the look and feel of it basically suggests that the original author of this 3D model does know what it is doing. And therefore that's a 5 out of 5. Very nicely made. Also, the DIY or customizability of it, it's also a 5 out of 5 for me because, well, in my case, the modification wasn't very hard. I basically just, well, I made a hole to be able to hang it from a piece of wire or a thread or something, and that worked out fine. And I don't see why it would be very hard to customize that model. Even someone like me, I mean, of course, if you want to make it shorter or cut it or something, that's but I don't see any specific complexity which would hinder one in doing that. Next up is the assembly and the complexity. Well, it's very simple, and using it, the device, it does its job, and basically it does fit both, at least the knockoff brush heads that I had, and also the original ones very well. It's a press fit and seems to work well. And the author or creator of the original 3D model also included like a test piece for tolerances if you need to make it narrower or wider, the part that you put the brush head onto. So that's also a 5 out of 5. Now printing, um, it all worked out well. Uh, no immediate issues with printing, but I can't give 5 stars out of 5 because, well, a couple of things. The description on printables didn't mention too much about, well, the printer settings. What kind of infill should I use? And um, like 12%, like I did, um, is the preferred plastic PLA or PETG, or should I use honeycomb infill, or yeah. And also the fact that in my slicing software it says that, or yeah, it said that the model isn't placed on the plane. Uh, it's a bit. If you're a newbie, you don't know maybe what to do when you get that error message. And I don't know. I applied a brim, and it worked fine. However, I don't know what would happen if I would not use a brim. Would it work anyway? With the overhang, maybe, like we saw with um, the actual area that is flat. Um, Maybe it wouldn't be enough. Um, so I don't know. And however, it all worked fine. But I actually printed 2 of these tools. One of which I gave to my father, so he has the same type of uh, electric toothbrush. But yeah, he used the tool once and he broke it. Basically, it broke uh, at the top where the peg sort of sits. He applied some force, maybe, I think, yes, and it broke off. He didn't realize it was so empty. So maybe that's my fault because I only used 12% infill. Because in my case, like cleaning a fan, PC fan, or some stuff on the test bench or the workbench, some electronic component, maybe, I don't know, circuit board, cleaning something like that. Um, yeah, it works fine. But he tried to apply some force and clean like something in the bathroom, I think, and it broke off. So I will probably try to reprint, and maybe a good recommendation is to apply a bit higher infill than 12%, maybe like 50%, or I don't know, making it solid. Solid maybe uses a lot of PLA, or um, but like 50% maybe would help. Or you can, of course, reinforce it somehow. Um, but I think that increasing the infill would help because right now it was pretty empty inside. So yeah, and all links to Printable, to the original creators Printable site and or page, and these channels, Dr. Balmer Printable page, all of that you'll find in the description of the video. So have a look there and see what you can find. Maybe there are some interesting 3D models. Anyway, that's it for this one. Look forward to upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Bye bye.